Alright, so we are back at it again with the WWE Fan Reviews AEW roster kind of video. Already, I'm seeing someone on the screen and I'm kind of terrified because I feel like they're staring into my soul, but we're going to talk about her in a second. We're going to talk about every female that is on the AEW roster. We're going to see their records, see what the haps is, and we'll have some insights into their roster. I'll try and get to know people, you know, try and remember names and faces, so that when I do start watching AEW, one of these days, I will be prepared. I will be ready, willing, and Chad Gable. So up first, and it's the one that was staring at me, it's Abadon, the living dead girl. Yeah, she seems terrifying. I've seen highlights and compilations and stuff of her, and she just does not seem very nice. Kind of like a female Undertaker, one might say. You know, maybe she'll have an undefeated WrestleMania streak. Wait, what's that WrestleMania though? 39-3. That tells you enough. Something just popped out of the chair. Then we have the Queen Slayer. We've had the King Slayer, Seth Rollins from WWE, but now we have the Queen Slayer, Anna Jay of the Jericho Appreciation Society. She is 1-3 this year. Don't know what happened there. I mean, she's 51-20 overall, so clearly she's pretty decent. But the record so far this year is not looking too good. I've seen her probably the most out of anyone, besides like Ty Conti or Britt Baker actually. And she seems annoying, but good, so you gotta respect it. The Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Athena. Now, before we even move any further, someone told me in the last episode, or the last video where I reviewed the men's roster, that Ring of Honor has been bought by Tony Khan. They said that Ring of Honor is like the NXT to WWE. So that has put things into a different perspective for me. I'm not looking at these companies going, why is there two companies like mixing with each other? I'm now looking at these companies as if like AEW is like the main company and Ring of Honor is like, you know, still there, but they're under AEW now, right? Tony Khan apparently is some rich ass mother trucker and he bought Ring of Honor, which is a pretty well established wrestling company, and it has been for years. You know, I don't know what Tony Khan is about, but he looks about 25 first of all, and second of all, I don't know, he seems like, I don't know, he's just rich. Very, very rich. But to have the boss of AEW be that young, he's probably like 35, I don't even know. But like, coming from a WWE fan who knows Vince McMahon as the main guy, and he's like, you know, 80, I kind of find it weird that the boss of AEW is so young. Some of these wrestlers are older than their boss. That's different, you know? But Athena is 11-1 this year. I mean, if she is the champion, you would expect her to bring her absolute best every match she's had this year, and she clearly has done. She has lost one time this year, so I don't know if that was before she won the championship. I don't know if she had the championship and it was just a non-title match that she lost, but she's 35-5 overall, so she is doing fantastic, and I'm so happy for her. I do miss her as Ember Moon as a WWE fan, like I just do. I miss seeing that eclipse all the time, but at least she's being used better because she definitely became a jobber towards the end of her time with WWE, which happens to a lot of very talented wrestlers, but that's a conversation for another day. Dr. Britt Baker, the DMD of AEW, and I still don't know what that stands for. Is it like Dr. Massachusetts Dentist? Anyway, she is 4-1 this year, so pretty good stuff. And then 57-30 overall. She's been there for a long time, so she has a high record. You know, a lot of wins, a lot of losses as well, but still more wins than losses. She is annoying as hell, by the way. Like she's a good heel, but Jesus Christ, she's just relaxed sometimes, you know. Bunny, who is 0-1 this year. Not really doing too much. Maybe she's out with an injury or something. I'm not too sure. But she is off the scene. Lost once and yeah, that's it. Packed her bags. 36-29 overall though. You know, more wins than losses. Quite a close record still. But she seems okay. Wasn't she with Anna Jay at some point? Or was that someone else? Because I think she was in one of these hardcore matches with Anna Jay, or I don't know. We have Emi Sakura though, who is 10-4 this year. Putting in a good shift so far in 2023. And then 52, that's quite a tight record overall. Still more wins though, so you can't complain. Definitely a better, you know, record this year, though she's doing well. Hikaru Shida, 3-0, undefeated this year. Who's going to beat her? I mean, 76-17, clearly not many people are beating her anyway, so maybe she could start an undefeated streak in this year. Let's see. I mean, we have Jade Cargill up next, so if anyone's going to defeat Hikaru Shida, it's Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, 9-0 this year. And then 55-0 overall. That has to be the best record out of anyone. I think Jon Moxley has the most wins at like over 100, but I think 55-0 losses is still more impressive. Like, to never lose out of your 55 matches in total, that's just bonkers. Like, what is she putting in her Weetabix to make her so unstoppable? I want to have some of it. I want to be the new TBS champ. That's the women's. Okay. The women's world champion, Jamie Hayter. I mean, we say Jade Cargill is the best, but she's not the world champion. So Jamie Hayter is still doing something very right. She is 6-0 this year and 27-20 overall. For a world champion, that record ain't too great, but at least she's still undefeated this year. So, good streak, good. She's holding on to her title well. Julia Hart of the House of Black, clearly a part of the Malachi Black crew with Buddy Murphy and Cynthia Shadows. 4-0 this year, 31-13. That record actually mirrors itself, 3-1 in the wins and then 1-3 in the losses. That's some wizardry there, isn't it? She is a wizard, or a witch, so she's definitely done that on purpose. Wizards of Waverly Place, she was in it. More than a woman, Chris Statlander. What does that mean, more than a woman? I think Jade Cargill is more than just a woman, but you have this name for some reason. Do you have something special as well? She hasn't done anything this year, so clearly she's off the scene. But she's 51-18 overall in the Bean Boozled. So, yeah, very good record. The librarian, Leva Bates. Is that Tyler Bates' wife? I don't know why she's a librarian. That's kind of an interesting gimmick, I guess. But not great for her because she's losing all the time. 0-2 this year. 6-18 overall. Clearly being a librarian is not exactly ideal. She's probably telling her opponents to shush when they're in a match. So I just slap her up easily, Legit Layla Hirsch. Nothing this year. Not impressed. She looks like an Olympian though. I feel like she would just bench press me. She looks like very tough, 36-14 though overall. Pretty impressive, but not anything insane. Madison Rain. 1-3 this year. 4-14 overall. What's happening with her? That's I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but that is abysmal. Abominable. Mrs. McGonagall. Mercedes Martinez. For the longest time, I kept thinking that Sasha Banks' real name was Mercedes Martinez. But then I realised that people were referring to her, not Sasha Banks' real name. So that's Mercedes Monet. No. Mercedes Bernardo Silva. So nothing this year from Mercedes Martinez, but 15-4 overall. Strong stuff. But not as strong as the native beast, Nyla Rose. I saw the 8-2 and then instantly my eyes saw the 93-36 down below. Surely to God she has the highest wins out of the women, because that is a lot. Maybe she can beat Jade Cargill then. Has she had a chance? Did she lose? Because, I mean, who else is going to do it? I don't think Paige Van Zandt is going to beat Jade Cargill. I mean, she's here for whatever reason. I mean, okay, she has one win. I don't know what that was about. Did she actually wrestle? Because that seems a bit... To be fair, we've seen UFC fighters come over anyways. Ronda Rousey being a prime example of that. But, okay, I mean, she's done something. But that's it. Is she ever going to come back and be an active wrestler? Or is she like more of a manager? I've seen a few promos and stuff. Chris Jericho called her out because of her OnlyFans, which is very disrespectful from Jericho. But, yeah. It's good to have a celebrity kind of figure. Someone, like a crossover wrestler. I like that. The bad girl, Penelope Ford. Or it could be Penelope. Or Pondapoop. She's been out of action this year, but she is 41-21 overall, so it's good. Rebel is 1-10 overall. Just get out of here. Red Velvet, 3-1 this year. 56-25 overall. Very good stuff from Red Velvet. I think I've seen a bit of her. Very athletic, I think. Very high-flying kind of things. Riho, 5-2 this year. 39-15 overall. Good stuff. Pretty strong contender. Ruby Soho, who I always knew as Ruby Riott back in the days when she was with the Riot Squad. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan. And then it all fell apart. But she's here now, and she's doing well because she is 10-2 this year and 52-11 overall. Then we have Saraya, who I never even thought would wrestle. I remember she came to AEW and I was like, if she wrestles, I will make a video in my underwear as a forfeit, and I never did. So I probably should, because she actually came back and she actually wrestled matches. She's 2-2 this year. She seems a bit shit though. Like, has she lost her touch? You know, she's been out of the ring too long. 3-2 overall. Again, it's a very tight record. I would expect her to just like go on this undefeated streak since she is such a big deal. Maybe go toe to toe with Jade Cargill when she builds herself up, but apparently not. Serena Deeb, who was a part of the Straight Edge Society back in 2010 when she was bald. Yeah, love that. But she's clearly kept up her wrestling and is now 39-10 overall in her AEW career. Ty Mello. Yeah, this roster is very short. God damn. She has kept her, or changed her name to Ty Mello. I don't know what that's about, but no more Ty Conti. Did she get married to Sammy Guevara? Is his real name Sammy Mello? Doesn't have the same ring to it as Guevara, but 1-1 this year. Clearly not really doing too much. And then 67-15 overall is very, very strong. She has done a lot with her time in AEW, so yeah, I'm a fan of hers for sure. Then we have Taya Valkyrie from Valkyrie, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 40 pounds. 4-0 this year, and she's actually undefeated because that's her, and she's new. 2023, yeah. Okay. Maybe there's a challenger for Jade Cargill there as well. Interesting. Then we have Thunder Rosa, who I know for a fact could beat Jade Cargill. I know for a fact. Has she had the chance though? I'm not too sure. I follow her on Instagram, so I know that she's been out of action. She's been kind of like talking about when she's coming back and whatever. Don't know when that's going to be, but she's been out of action this year. But 61-10 overall. Just one of the best women that there is in AEW. Very hardcore as well. Puts on death matches, I'm telling you. Then we have Toni Storm, who used to be in WWE. Then got treated like a sack of spuds. So left and became a big star in AEW with that 7-4 record and 34-9 overall. Oh, it's so nice seeing the losses in the single digits when you have double-digit wins. When that goes to a 10, though, it'll automatically look a lot worse, even though it's just one more loss. But Willow Nightingale, she has to be new. Okay, not just in 2023, but she looks very unfamiliar. 5-6 overall. You know, it's negative, but at least it's still close. And then 20-23, it's a negative record, but it's still close overall. So you've got work to do, but you can get some wins. The magical girl, Yuka Sakazaki, 4-0 this year, 14-7 overall, seems quite solid. But I mean, she's undefeated this year so far, so maybe she's getting a push. She can make something of herself, big time. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But that is it for the women's roster. Very, very short roster, I'm not going to lie. Compared to the men's, I mean, the men's just went on and on and on. I was recording for an hour. Like, that's crazy. But that's all we have for the women. So, a bit of a smaller... And the camera died.